My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. I don't know how good Wi-Fi is going to be down here, but hopefully it's good. All right, so this is the project we're working on. I'm actually designing 250-inch screens for the backyard. I already got one out there already done, but it's going to need a touch-up job. So not that it's cracking or peeling, I just want to touch it up. So it's good, but I want to touch it up a bit because we already got enough paint here to do 2 screens. So we're going to do these on Phoenix. I was going to do them Phantoms, but decided to keep them as Phoenix. So we do 250 inches, paint this in. The first application's done. Second application's done. As I said before, when you paint these, you have to put any form of paint. Doesn't make a difference if it's primer, if it's gray, blue, green, doesn't make a difference. You just need something to saturate the surface as much as possible, but that way you don't have uneven spots on the screen. Because mind, you're painting over fabric. So fabric, some areas will may absorb more, some will absorb less, and you have this patchy look to the screen. You don't want that. You're going to be perfect, even, all the way across. So it's already dry. Mind you, the bigger the screen, the longer it takes to dry, but it's already dry. 2 applications have already been applied to it. And now we're just going to go over top of it, coat it with the Phoenix technology, which we have over there in the big bucket over there. And we're going to knock out this one, and then we're going to go out. I can't get the other one yet because it's soaking wet from the rain. It's been in the rain for 2 days. It's going to rain today, so we can't touch it. Tomorrow it should be fully dry. We'll bring it in, paint it over. Then when we're done, we'll have our 2 back-to-back, and then we'll start the process of attaching them under the frame, and then a video demonstration, which will be cool. This one right here is going to be dry anyway, so since we can't take it outside and play with it, we'll bring this upstairs and test it out upstairs once it's dry. All right, so I'm going to start the process of getting this done. Because I figure if I want to display some screens, man, I want to display some really big screens. Once this is done, this is the ones we're going to do, the portables. Once these are done, next summer, I'm going to be planning to get maybe a 250 to 350 inch fixed frame screen and attach that under the deck. Which I might put that on a sliding, I'm thinking about doing that, putting it on a sliding rail so I can move it back and forth at will, which would be pretty cool, a giant, massive sliding rail. Because right now with the companies we're dealing with, 120 inch screens ain't cutting it. 100 inch screens ain't cutting it. 150, we got the biggest screen I have in the house is 155, and that's not cutting it. They want to see things on massive scales. So they want to see how the screen paint's going to perform. If it's going to be to maintain this image outside, taking in that much light. Mind, the bigger the screen, the more light it's going to take in, the more it's going to be exposed to. So that's what they want to see. So the only screens we use outside are black. So it's going to be Phantom and Phoenix, which are the ones you're going to be seeing the most on display outside. All right, so let's get this party started. We should be dry all the way across. No problem. You know, because I put this on pretty heavy. When I put it on pretty heavy, I want to make sure there's no spots where we just got thick amounts of paint, just in huge gallops. You don't want that. It's a black screen, so black screens aren't supposed to have anything else with jet black. I don't want anything mixing in with that. All right, so that's cool. It's all dry. Nice and stiff, which makes it good. When it's stiff, it's easier to paint, much easier to paint. When the screens are stiff, they're already painted like this, it makes it much easier for them to be able to be painted. When they're like that fabric form we have over here, it makes it a bit more difficult. But as I said before, there's a certain way you have to paint the screen. I would paint it downward this way. Don't roll it back and forth because you run the risk of the screen getting wrapped up in the roller. Just roll it out like this. When we get to the center, roll it the opposite way out this way. And that's it. Once it dries, the second coat's easier because it's a stiffer surface. And then after that, you apply our coating and you're done. This is going to be a nice screen to have outside. And affordable at that. bottom frame should be a lot easier to install in. That's not the hard part. That's really not the hard part. Trying to figure out how we're going to put the frame in for the top and the bottom. The top of the part of the deck is easy, the sides are easy. It's the bottom half, because nothing there. It's going to be moving back and forth. So I'm going to build a support system for that side and this side, which that should be pretty easy. I know exactly what I got to do to put it together. I'll show you the blueprint. It's pretty simple on basically how to build a support bottom. Very easy to do. All right, so these demonstrations are going to be posted to our new page, which I'm going to be working on today. How to utilize our screen paint. I told you I'm going to be working on this, how to utilize our screen paint on different applications to enhance your experience using our technology. And this is how to take a $48 Amazon projection screen, like we have over there, and turn it into a high-performance black OLED screen. And then we're going to show you some demonstrations on the massive 2 dual 250s outside, why you don't want to go with a great screen paint product, how you don't want to go with a great, well, actually, the only screens outside are white, to tell you the truth, honest at the end of the day, but why these are options you don't want to go near. And we'll have 2 massive screens to be to show that off. Actually, I'm going to be doing 2 dual projectors out there too, because we do 1 screen, maybe we might do Xbox, one we might do PS4. I don't know, we're going to figure that out when we get there. But anyway, that's basically about it. But like I said, very easy to do. Number 1, well, you should know you're not going to be able to pick up any contrast at all, period. Contrast is going to be a requirement for outside. And if you haven't seen the Phoenix outside on display or any of our outdoor screens, I'll put some posts below of the big 180 we did, 150, a couple of 150s, and we had the Phoenix outside actually 3 times. We have several recordings of that. Actually, the last one we did a snowstorm outside. My neighbor came outside and checked it out. He was pretty dumbfounded. He was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So he wants something set up for Christmas time. He wants to display a snowstorm in the background for something they're doing. So yeah, he's going to be purchasing one of the screens or screen paint. I might just paint one. I think we're just going to paint one. I could do 150 here with no problem whatsoever. So that'd be easy to do. All right. So I'm just basically just removing any dirt or dust. Off the screen, and we're done. And keep in mind, people, this is a 100% true black screen. See how dark that is? That's not black. I got some people that are really confused that don't know what the color black is. That's black. See that right there? Sorry, that's not black. So when that application hits it, you'll see what black actually looks like. That's the dark gray. Even with that new technology we got upstairs for the contract paint, that stuff is so dark, it's passable for black. The thing about gunmetal technology, gunmetal, literally, you have to make it as dark as you can, but it can't tilt into black. That's the interesting thing about gunmetal technology. A lot of people don't realize that. They just call something gunmetal because it's dark gray. No. It don't work that way. Gunmetal, when you develop a gunmetal screen, they have to be literally so dark, but they can't be black. That's why I was fascinated by daylight screens. The daylight screens look black, but that screen is actually gray. They're dark gunmetal. Black diamonds look black, but they're actually dark gray. The darker you come to the edge of that screen of being black, the more pure the gunmetal becomes. So a lot of people don't realize that because they think because the screen is dark gray, it's gunmetal. No. You got it mixed up. You should be looking at a gunmetal screen and go, gee, is that black? If you can't tell the difference, that's a good gunmetal screen. I'll show you because we got a screen upstairs called, oh my goodness, that screen's called the Gaming Cinema. Gaming Cinemas look jet black. But if you stand in the corner where I sit at and you can see the other screen, the acoustics of real black screens, you can see the screen is actually gray. That's how dark they got to be. People really get that one mixed up. No, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. All right, let's stir this up. Let's get this started. So don't get fooled and it's somebody telling you that they have a black screen when literally at the end of the day, they don't have a black screen. I don't even know how people even know the difference between the two, but seriously. Are we colorblind? So today, we got a 5-gallon bucket. This is what we usually make these in. It's our 5-gallon bucket of the Phoenix 19. Excuse me, people, if you heard that one. That's why I'm not to beat a dead horse to death, but when I saw that screen for the first time that was claiming to be black, come on now, I specialize. Huh? This is my field. Who would not know what black technology would look like? That's what it's supposed to look like. That's black. And I hope they weren't claiming that the black screen and that demonstration was the product, because that thing came out dirty as I don't know what. So I don't know. All right, let's begin. Everyday 9-inch nap roller. This is all you need. You don't need anything else but 9-inch roller. That's all you need. Always start with our corners. And that's what I like to do for me. A little bit more easier to paint. Once you put that first coating on, you know, I was more impressed. Simple fact that usually when we test out our screens, we start off at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, and the lowest we go on lumens, it's 43. This time we was outside with the Phoenix. We was outside at 551 at 4,000 lumens, and that thing picked up perfectly. So I'm going to change some of the options, specification sheets, and that one right there all together, because that did. I made a lot more paint than that. That did a lot better than I thought. There we go. That should be good. Don't want to paint myself in a corner either. So you just use your which one? The paint pan, you're good. This is on real nice. You know, I'm looking forward to playing on the racing game. I love that racing game. As you noticed already, I love playing that racing game. I can imagine playing that on here. That's why I said, if you're going to be testing out your products, start with going back and forth on this. This will be a short video demonstration. This is going to be covered quick. If you're going to be testing out your products, you have to go bigger than 100-inch. You have to. You have to go bigger. Because you have to see exactly how your product's going to react on a large scale. It has to be done. That's why I'm glad I was blessed to get this place over here, because when I saw the backyard, I was like, oh, wow, we can put some really big screens back here for testing. But you have to test your product on a larger screen. This is something you have to do, because as I said, at the end of the day, when you're dealing with a company, and the company's going to have a screen way over 150 inches, going to have duels and all kinds of stuff, they're going to ask you, how's your screen display on a much larger level? Have you gone anything beyond 120 inches? So you're going to have that up there on display. I think most of the screens we have in the house are just display screens. As a matter of fact. Ooh, we put too much paint down. I told you the coverage, we changed a few things about the product. We made it so the coverage is really, really good. It doesn't take much to cover the screen. Really put on a lot. I gotta get back to my Dungeons Defenders. I haven't played that game in the last couple of days, man. I gotta get back into that. I miss that game. Woo! Just throw it over into that one. Yeah, but you have to do bigger than that. So you should be wanting to see your screen on a much larger size. You have to go to somebody's house to display a large screen. That's not something right there. Make sure we have any excess paint. There we go. We're done. Too much. Very good. Have we got enough? I made about a gallon. That's a 5-gallon bucket. Sure everything's nice and saturated in. Let me do some air down here too. The latch on the door. I never keep those latches on the door. I don't know why. Oh. Never keep them on the door. Okay. That's what I told you when I did the demonstration outside on the star field, that sometimes one of the tricks that people try to do when developing black screens, you got to watch out for, is that they try to make the screen a really dark gray, knowing that the screen looks like it's passable for black. So that way they can maintain higher white levels. The problem that they make is the fact that if you put that against a real true black screen, the contrast levels are not going to work. You're not going to be able to pull the same contrast levels as a black screen. It's going to be virtually impossible. So any service is going to be to do it. So that's one of the things you're going to fall into. So that's how I knew that. I told you that, man, I've got many years, since 2015, I've been working on black technology. Got many years in this. I've seen many screens. I've tested many products and different projectors and stuff. So I would know if I saw a black screen, if it was black or not. And that's when I made that comment. I said, the screen looks weird outside, because a black screen, regardless if the picture is crappy or not, it's always going to display black, no matter what. It's designed to absorb light. So when that screen came out kind of washed out like that, I was like, no, that's not a black screen. Something's wrong there. Sure enough, I was 100% right. I told you. That screen was actually gray. It wasn't black. That's why we do the whole, you got to take 2 containers of paint. You got to put them right next to each other to see exactly when you look at the liquid form. Because screens are dry lighter. All kinds of stuff happen. My technology upstairs dries lighter. But they want to make sure that that container that they're getting is actual black. So they make you put them both together. You look at them side by side, they got to match. This is done. That's how fast it takes. It's quick. It don't take no time at all. If I had, right now, if I had the other 150 in here, which I didn't think it was going to rain, but I wasn't planning to do a dual screen at the end of the day, I could have knocked both of them out. No time at all, been done that fast. That's how fast this stuff actually takes this surface. At 250, I might give that away, because I'm not going to use that. There's no way in the world I'm going to use a 250-inch screen for what? There's nothing I can use it for. I'm not going to paint it, especially when I can go in and just buy a fixed frame and be done with it. So I might just give that away. Somebody else can have some fun with it. Matter of fact, there's a charity group. There is a charity group. There's a charity group that they do something for kids and stuff like that. I'm going to give it to them. They can have it. Because they can do something with it nice. And I'll give them some paint to go with it. All right, so there are onesies. On top of this, I gotta go grab something for the door, because I got something that locks onto the door, so basically it stays locked. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to find face to face with a raccoon or a skunk, because you will get them in here. And I don't like dealing with that crap today. All right, let this air out. All right. I'm just going to once over to make sure that everything's covered. So the surface, we can get it over at Amazon. They're pretty reasonable. Usually when I have customers that want to do an outdoor screen, so when I got customers that want to do an outdoor screen setup, and they want to do a good size one, a massive size, mind you, they used to have them at 100-inch and 120-inch, but they don't have any more. Not like that. They got them differently now. But customers that would come up and say, hey, look, I want to put in a 150-inch screen or something in my backyard, I would give them a link where they can go to Amazon and buy the surface at. And they'd buy about 2 quarts, because I don't need 2 quarts to knock this screen out. 2 quarts of our product, and then I would take them over to eBay, because I got merchants I do business with down there all the time to buy projectors, and I set them up with a nice projector. I got somebody 150 inch screen. They bought about 2 quarts of the Black Phoenix, and I got them a Panasonic. Oh man, I wish I'd have saw that projector first, because I'd have bought it for myself. But it was a Panasonic 7,000 lumen projector. They got it for $375. I knew the merchant because I purchased from them before. So yeah, they got a nice little setup. But I wish I'd have got that. Mind you, keep in mind, they got a 7,000 lumen projector. The demonstration we did outside on that screen at 551, we were on 4,000 lumen 720p, and he had 1080p on his. But I'll show you the link below, or you can check that out right there. You can see that one of the Phoenixes outside displaying snow levels and everything else. Can't wait to get this set up. I'm just going back over it again because I put too much paint down. I take little breathers here and there because I'm trying to pace myself. I'm trying to kill myself when I do things. I'm just moving it out. We're doing right now. Now, if you like, the biggest screen I painted in here was around 180 inches. That was the biggest one we painted. Where's the bags for these things, man? So that's the biggest one I painted. And I did that screen, oh, it's over here. That screen is a bit interesting because I had to paint it in halves. So I paint one half of it and then bring it back and paint that half of it. And then you would have this in the middle, you would have like a bit of a kind of an uneven, because of the paint here and the paint there. You still have it painted over, still you see that uneven area. Once you strap the screen up outside, take a paint sprayer and just go done, smooth it out, that's it. You ain't gotta put a heavy coating, just light dusting on it and you're done. All right, okay, so let's put back to my roller. Oh, man. Now, if I sound a little winded, I do apologize. I got up this morning. I had some breathing complications in the morning. I usually have them from time to time. Nothing big. So as long as I take what I'm supposed to take, I'm good. But I wanted to get this done and over with. Sometimes I push a little too much. Could have done this another day, but I figured, it's not too bad. I'm good. I'm going to go upstairs and just relax. I should be good. So that's it. Finished. Throw a fan on, and when this dries and when it's done, we'll have it upstairs, we'll hang it up, and we'll do a video off of it. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. This is part 2 of the dual 150 inch outdoor setup. I got to start working on next, that's the wood over there, some scrap wood. I'm going to use that scrap wood to basically build me a nice little base at the bottom so we can attach it to, because we already have the base at the top of the deck. We have the 2 sides, which is perfect for the supports. We just need something at the bottom to give it a little bit more support, so that's what that's going to be over there. So I'll show you how I'll build that, put that in, how we're going to anchor that into the ground to make sure that this thing stays nice and sturdy when we got 2 of them side by side. If all goes well, and I can build a rail system, which would be nice. That means the 250 inch or 300 inch screen, the fixed screen, is going to overlap this easily. So this will be under the deck, and if I put a rail system out there and I place the screen on, that means I can slide back my 300 inch to the side, and I can use these dual screens at the same time, so I can do back and forth. So that's what I'm figuring about building for next year. 2 screens system under the deck. A sliding 350 or maybe 200 inch screen on a rail system, and then these two right here under the deck right there, which would be pretty cool if it works out. All right, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. We'll be around for part 3 to test out the screen once it's dry, and then after that we'll be outside to get it set up. Gotta go, and God bless.